Hello everyone. So I've been busy. I made a collage, a large one that I'd like to share with you, and I made it using papers from my last video and the video before that. So let me try to show it to you quickly. It is this large thing, which is made up of many pieces of rectangular paper, and I really enjoyed making it. So, and this is not a trap, okay? If you stay to the end, I got the idea to share some of my products that I have listed on my website. So let me just show you what I have. I have yummy scarves made out of, these are all made out of the art that I made on video. This particular one was my first video ever that I didn't post because you couldn't see me making art because I was an amateur. But look at this yummy stuff. Look at this yummy thing. This is a piece of art that I made on video. Look at this. It's so yummy. Anyways, I show you all a bunch of stuff at the end. And I hope you'll stay. I hope you'll join me. Come on over here. Bye. Okay. I want to show you guys what I'm going to work on next, which is, this is the piece of art that caused me to shut down. And I had an idea in my mind when I started it that in no way at all materialized in real life. And I was kind of bummed out about it. So anyways, what I got here is obviously my favorite color scheme. This is a 24 by 36 inch canvas that I bought at one of the craft store, one of the Goodwill stores. And it's got a background on it. But what I did the other day, you saw me create this pile of papers with all of these warm colors. And then the last video that I haven't published yet, but I will by the time you see this, is where I made all of these black and white papers. So what I did yesterday is I cut into 3 1/4 inch strips a bunch of papers. And do I need to show you my inspiration you saw in my last video? Let me just show you one more time. My inspiration for this project is this pillow. This pillow, which I made probably in 2012 out of those little books in the fabric store that when you buy custom fabric. And I patchworked them and had a blast, and I made a ton of them. What I have here is a bunch of stuff, and I'm gonna, this is gonna be repetitive because you guys have watched collaging before. It's moving pieces of paper around. I hope it doesn't turn into that. But what I'd like to do is just start laying some stuff out and seeing what it turns into. And if you'd like to join me, that's the plan. I think probably what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay them down on here in, I don't know, no particular order. I just would like to see how they relate to one another and whether I'm going to need other colors, because this is going to be extremely monochromatic. And I personally like that kind of a look, but I'm not sure if it's as inspired as I'd like. So I just want to see how these things read together, and if I'm going to need to bring in, some of these orange things are so pretty. I'm going to need to bring in some other colors. All right, so I've got a lot more paper than I thought I had. I've got quite a bit more paper than I thought I had, which is good because now I've got a big pile of black and white. Okay, I just went inside of a couple of packages hanging on the wall to see if there was something that wasn't so perfectly matched to this, and I found some things, which I also found some things. So I don't know. Look at that. I don't know if I can. I suspect that I'm not going to be able to talk through this video. So you might be getting tired of hearing the same songs from my brother, although I'm not. But I just think I need to play without talking. And I'm just, you know what I do? I need to play without talking, and I don't know what I'm going to do, but I like all these things that I have here. So, okay, listen to Rusty play. Sorry it's the same song over and over again, but I still can't get him to sit down and record because it's still motorcycle season in New Hampshire, and he will not be deterred.
All right, this is a brand new song I just finished writing here. I'm going to try to get through it for you here. Here we go. Looked in the mirror, what did I see? Old man staring back at me with tired eyes. I remember when I was young, thought I could fly above the sun, watch me fly. The world is my oyster, it's laden with pearls, won't you fly? I've told some tall stories, I've sang my own songs. We're just looking for some place to belong, to get by. Short road before us, a long one behind. You're afraid to see what you might find, you won't shine. World is your oyster, all laden with pearls, won't you shine? I felt love and I'm blessed with friends. If I could do it all over again, I would try. Done some good things, but I've done some bad. Taking for granted all the good things I have with blind eyes. The world is my oyster, it's laden with pearls, watch me fly. Good Lord, how fast these years have passed. Pray many more before the last, before I die. Some memories get hidden, some fade away. Don't put off love if you can love today, go and fly. I'm sad I can't be what I used to be, but you'll be surprised with these old eyes see, that's why I fly. World is my oyster, it's laden with pearls, watch me fly. World is my oyster, all laden with pearls, watch me fly. All right, well, there you go. That's a rough cut of the new one.
Jump in here with a little bit of commentary. I've got the first third of this laid out. This is going to end up getting covered. I think what I like about what I'm doing is that there's not any real straight lines. I mean, there are, because I'm using, you know, strips of material, but I can fill them in. Like this right now feels very light. It kind of doesn't feel like it goes there, but I can very easily switch that out with something a little more. I don't know what it will be. I don't know, something. I don't want to use all these orange papers because I've got this whole bottom that I want to feed into, and I don't have a bunch of these papers of this color, but I'm actually having a good time. So what I want to say to whoever's watching this is, this goes back to my roots of working with digitally with found images, which were usually rugs. That was the thing I liked, to find images online. This is actually a little bit before Pinterest. So I would just find them on the platform of Polyvore or someplace else. And I could resize them in Polyvore, like I do here with a pair of scissors. So even this cutting across that, I regret that, but I can fix it. So I'm really enjoying this direction. But what I need to do right now off camera is just contemplate for a couple of minutes to see if I can't hear my neighbor's tractor playing out in the yard. So I've got to shut my window. Anyways, I'll be back. I'll be right back. I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid recording and listening to my neighbor's tractor. So I'm going to keep going. And I can already tell that I like that better. So I'm going to go in here and cover up what I just did. Which, you know, for you guys that are kind of struggling with collage and trying to figure out, I don't know, how it works for you and stuff. I don't know how you can go wrong with this grid stuff, because I mean, maybe it's a little challenging to try to line things up, although to be honest with you, I'm not being, that's much better. I'm not being very careful because I can picture myself doing some things over this. See how much better that is? That transitions into dark with a little bit of light reaching up. I'll try to comment on what I'm doing because I'm not exactly 100% sure of what I'm doing. Now I want to deal with, see, if this is the cool thing about working in a grid, is if you don't know what's next, do what's next over here. So yeah. So I chopped up, I made a lot of these papers just in the past couple of days with you guys watching me. And it would be nice to use the papers that I created, but I also have some other papers that are stashed away that would be fun to incorporate into this. You know, like even just a strip of that. I just have a tiny little strip of that. That may want to, this may want to make its way into this. This is a piece of, that's a nice pile of that orange that I can work in down here. So I'm conserving my raw sienna. That. I think it's a great color. Okay. See, this is unexpected. This just is a piece of a book page. One of the worst. I'm sorry, guy, whoever wrote this book, but it was one of the worst books I've ever read. I used to have a, it's called 16 Horses, and I found it in the dollar store, and it is actually kind of depressing for a writer when they're a book, because you know what, even bad books take forever to write. They're a lot of work. When your book that you put so much effort into ends up in the dollar store, it's not awesome. I need to get a little closer to this for the old girl's eyes. Everything's buried. Looking for, this is what I'm looking for. See, even just this white, this plain section here, that's an opportunity for pen work if it needs it. Sometimes I go overboard on my pen work. It's fun to watch. Certainly it's fun to watch on video, but it doesn't, every single space does not need to be filled. Okay. That's brown. That's actually raw umber or burnt umber. I don't know the difference between raw and burnt. Okay, the tractor has been quiet for a couple of minutes, and I have been sorting through papers. So I've got a line coming down the middle of here that I don't care for, and I'm going to try to deal with that. I'm going to make I think I'm going to make some arbitrary cuts. Like that there. All right. So I can't remember what I was I can't remember what I was talking about before the tractor started up. That probably doesn't really matter. I got off the just talk to my mom. My mom is 90. And I have to tell you, I am so proud of that girl right now. She has been, you know, she's been diagnosed with stage 4 kidney disease. And apparently her doctor has been treating her for kidney disease for about a decade, but she didn't know about it. And That is very, very much against medical law. They have a thing in the medical cartel called informed consent, where you need to tell your patients what they are dealing with so that they can make decisions about their care, informed decisions about their care. My mother found out she had kidney disease about a month ago when, oh, that little black and white thing makes me happy right there. Yeah, she found out she had kidney disease just very recently. And we called her doctor on it. And the fact that there is an actual medical law that protects you from not getting a straight story from your primary care explains the expression he had on his face when we went into his office after we complained to his nurse practitioner. And I have to tell you, I am so proud of my mother. She's got a conspiracy realist daughter, and in spite of the fact that she's stuck with me, I'm the daughter that she got, she basically hasn't really been that interested in some of the stuff I've tried to teach her. But that is the fate of conspiracy people. Nobody wants to hear what we have to say. And most of us are used to it, but some of us are not. I'm used to it. But my mother is, as we say, in the truther community, and I don't even like the word truther, but my mother is waking up, and I am incredibly proud of her. She's asking questions. She's doing her own research. She found out that you cannot trust medicine explicitly to have your best interests in mind, because doctors are controlled by the pharmaceutical company, pharmaceutical industry, and the insurance agencies. And so they have conflicts of interest. Whether people like that concept or not, they do. It is much more profitable to treat a patient, I like that, for a long time than to heal a patient. Dialysis is very, very profitable. So why would they want her? Why would they want to help her heal her kidney disease with food and stuff like that, keeping her blood pressure down, which is probably her main issue. So proud of my mom. She's my girl. I am so proud of that lady. See these hands? That's what my mother's hands look like, and she's 90. You'd think that they were like cloned on my hands. Okay, so I wish somebody there would send me a psychic message, because see that line? I don't know how to break it. So maybe I need to bring some of that down. I don't mind that. Okay, I'm just using this little pen to mark off where I want to cut this. I don't recommend you get too concerned about exact cuts with this, because it's pretty easy to change it up. All right, so this is going down. just want to get rid of this little beige edge. Okay. I'll tell you why this is going here. I like the way this gray looks with the brown. So when I'm doing this, just for a little bit of insight, I am trying to find things that look good next to other things. And I know I like this. This is pulling, so I've got some of this orange that's coming down. That's a little bit of it's got a little bit more yellow ochre, but I like that this is in here. I like the way that gray looks next to that. I think that's actually, oh, I was going to cover up something that I really like. Let me come down a little further. I like that. Okay. You know, if that wasn't there, I'd do this, but it is, and I don't want to cover it up because I think it's splashy. So, all right, this is what I'm going to do. This is going down next. Yeah. I am almost out of my liquid matte medium. Come here, you. I'm using this little palette knife to move things around, but I think that little razor blade is better. Okay, now, nope, I want this. I want to get this out of there. See, I've got a little bit of a transition here, but I don't think it, all right. This is covered with paint on the back, so what I just did, spraying this to loosen up this piece of paper, it's not going to matter. If I haven't said, and I don't think I have in this video, this tool is called a Princeton Catalyst Wedge, and it is used for spreading paint and spreading glue, and I use it as a baron to smooth out papers on my gel plate. It is a highly useful tool. I get questions all the time about what I use. So I have an Amazon store. I'm called an Amazon influencer, guys. Influencers are supposed to make videos about all kinds of stuff and try to sell you stuff. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to do that. So, oh, that's going to give me a little stripe of something, but I don't know what it's going to be. Anyways, go on my Amazon store. It's in the description, and you click on the link there. It takes you to Amazon, where I have everything sorted into, what am I going to do with that? Sorted into folders like gel print basics and more gel print and, you know, giving cards and stuff like that. So that catalyst wedge is in there. Almost everything that I use is in there. I don't know if this is in there, but if it's not, it should be. This is just a mister. And so instead of getting big blobs of water, you get mists of water. I'm kind of friends with that. All right, guys, this is making me happy. All my hysterics about not being able to make art, they're freaking gone. I am so happy with what I'm doing right now. I've got bubbles. So what I've learned about bubbles is that sometimes you can smooth them out and sometimes you can't. Sometimes they just glue themselves down. Sometimes they just glue themselves down while they're drying. Okay. Well, this freaking thing is making me happy, guys. I really like that. I need more bright like that. I don't think I made enough of it. This is probably black and white, guys. Black and white is a problem solver. That wants to be someplace. Yeah, black and white. All right, let me just go through these and see if there's... That wants to be someplace. That shape is happy with this. I made a bunch of really ratty looking things like this. I don't like them. They don't belong in this. They don't belong in this collage. But they belong in some collage. I'm just going to audition just a few things. Too ratty, too much the same. These are Yolande. These are, get rid of that. That feels like it wants to be someplace. Okay, I have a, that would be very pretty if it wasn't so grungy looking. This is, I don't feel like I need grunge here. All right, so maybe I should go quiet for a little while so I can make some progress, because I don't have anything particular to say.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go quiet for a little while. I'll try to dig up some new music from us. So I have a few things, but they're very short, and then I end up looping them, and they sound really repetitive. But if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go quiet, and I'll let you listen to Rusty. My baby brother.
thinking that I'm going to let this guy dry overnight, and I'm going to visit it. I love this thing. Guys, I think this thing is freaking beautiful. I really like it. I don't have much more to do, and then I may go back in and I don't know what I may do. I may do some things. I may add some little hand-drawn elements on this, just, I don't know, because it's fun. I may leave these leaves there. I might leave some of this. This is fun, guys. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna end this video for today, and come back tomorrow unless I can't keep myself out of here, and I'll be back. I'll let this dry. Okay, I lied. I'm still here. I'm gonna meet a friend for dinner in a little while, and I've got some time to kill before she's ready. Because I do not want to cook for myself tonight. Took this outside and stood it in the sun, and left it out there until it dried. This wants to be black and white, but let me search my pile. See what I've got for black and white that would. I don't mind that. Okay, the blade on this cutter is not happy. No, I like this. This is actually fun. I enjoyed the cut paper thing while it lasted, but it wasn't 100% me. It was too representational. It was too much dependent upon recognizable imagery. I like that. That I don't so much enjoy working with. This abstract, this is just more my style. But that's part of the whole process of playing with art, is to determine what your style is. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I can't. I've got to stand on my chair. And it's a chair. I say it all the time. It's not a chair. It's a stool. That feels like it needs to be. I'm doing it. I can always cover it up. Be brave, guys. If it's wrong, I can cover it up. I'll probably draw a black line on that just to get rid of that pencil mark. I actually like that little area. Now these feel, well, they're the same family, but they don't feel, I might have too big of a distribution of ochre, of yellow ochre. So now I want to just take a look at some of these things that I've been coveting because I was afraid I wasn't going to have enough orange left. It's a little too orange. That'll do. I want to do that there. I do. I want to do it here. It's going to go there. So I just gotta, I've mentioned in other videos that I am the president of a small co-op, which is Co-op is a resident a resident-owned community, and what that means is everybody kind of owns a share. We're run by volunteers. I'm one of them, and we volunteer to serve the community and help with things. Like this is the season we take down a bunch of trees every year because we live right on the edge of a fairly large wooded area. So we're surrounded by trees and turkeys and deer and bobcat and bears and all of the things that people come to New Hampshire for. We have them, and so I'm the president. I'm naively the president because I really had no idea what I was signing up for when I decided to do it, but I'm getting a little bit better at it now, starting to understand a little bit more how things work. The whole point of my bringing it up is I just got a text saying that there's a rumor going around that I'm no longer the president. Oh, there are days when that would be the best thing ever. But I do find it gratifying. This is where I live. I want to make a difference. I want to contribute. I want to be of service. So it's like, I'm not the president anymore. Hallelujah. But I am. I am, no matter what the rumor says. I don't know what would have started it. Somebody probably heard me bitch and said, oh, she's going to quit. And then somebody said, oh, she quit, or something like that. I didn't quit. I'm still here. All right. I can see that I'm going to want to... I really like the way the orange looks with this, but maybe less the ochre. I might go in there and do some over something or okay, so I probably will finish up pretty soon, just because I want to meet my friend. Have somebody cook for me. The cool thing about going out to eat, the bad thing about going out to eat is that you have no control over the quality of your food, and I am trying very hard to avoid ever having to deal with medical, because I don't trust it. So I am trying as hard as I possibly can to stay healthy and not have to go to the doctors. Although I am a veteran. That is crooked. I am a vet, so I do get to go to the VA for my health care. But I don't even want to go there. I don't want to go anywhere for health care. I want to not need health care. So I try to be careful about what I stick in there. Well, that's pretty. Yeah, I think I might be tired, guys. So I'm gonna wind down, and I'll come back. I'll come back tomorrow after I get my hair cut, because man, do I need a haircut. See you later. Bye. Okay, so I did adulting things today. I went to the grocery store, got a haircut. I have Groucho Marx eyebrows because I got them colored. But I'm back, and I'm going to see what I can do with this collage, assuming that somebody doesn't knock on my door, because they all need me. Okay, so I don't have a whole lot more to do on this in terms of covering up this background. But I have found a bunch of, looky, just black and white things. I don't know, where do I do this? Black and white things that are going to be fun to, I don't know, break up the sameness of some of this stuff. So this piece is going down next. I just finished answering all your comments. There were so many of them. It took me almost an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes to answer them all. Really nice comments, guys. Very supportive group of people. Thank you. Thank you so much. So one of the things that I realized that I did was I just started recording without making sure I have all my supplies. One of the things that I noticed as a trend in the comments when I was answering the comments is that my hitting the wall creatively, that's got to be a thing. That's got to be a thing that us creatives do, because over and over again, people said this, that they go through the same thing. And I think that there are expectations that we all have for ourselves as artists, no matter what level of accomplishment we're at. You know, one of the things that I found out when I was doing art licensing, I went to, it's called Surtex, and it was the surface textile, you know, it's the licensing show. It's where all of the agents, my agent brought my work and all the other people that they had. They bring your work there and they show it to, you know, designers and manufacturers and clothing designers and stationery designers and stuff. They show your work to them, and if they're interested in your work, they contract with you. They pay you royalties. So I did that for, I don't remember how long, you know, years, 3, 4 years maybe, I'm not sure. It's very demanding work, but that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that when I was there the last time and I was walking around, one of the things that I noticed that I'm not sure if anybody else noticed was how similar a lot of the work looked. And I think that's because we are exposed to each other's work and we're influenced by it, whether or not, you know, whether or not we want to be. You know, I mean, if you've watched my videos for a while, you saw that I went on a Rex Ray design direction for a while. I'm having a hard time getting this to stick down here. And, you know, I was definitely influenced by my work, and anyone who knows his work would look at it and say, this work was influenced by Rex Ray.
My agent asking me, what did I think of the show? How you know, was I inspired, or, you know, how did I find the show? And I told him I really enjoyed it. It was wonderful to see all that different kind of art. This is not going to stick here. All that different kind of art. But one of the things that I did notice was I thought there was a, why did I do that before measuring this? There was a similarity to some of it. You know, it was obvious to me as just another artist that a lot of the artists were influenced by one another. There were very similar fonts, there were similar themes, you know, and you know, so I think that it's probably common for us to be influenced by each other's work, and that I found that really showed up in licensing. You know, so we are by nature as artists, you know, kind of, you see something that inspires you, and sometimes it inspires you to try to create a similar thing, and sometimes it might inspire you to create something that doesn't look like that at all, but just give you an idea. So a lot of the comments that I received on this video were from people who experienced very similar hitting the wall like I did. And that's encouraging because it's very easy, I don't know how everybody else is, but it's easy for me to judge myself. You know, to think that I'm the only one, or, you know, that kind of stuff. So that was very useful for me to get those kinds of comments from people and realize that I'm not alone. Okay, look, so I've got just a couple of it, just this area here. And it almost feels like, I'm going to stand on the chair so I can see. It feels like I might need to bring some of that, this ochre, this yellow ochre. I've been trying to bring down the gold, I mean this orange, but I might need to bring some of that down here just to balance this out. So give me a minute to poke through these papers and see what I can come up with that might
That might solve that. So one of the things that I was looking at last night while I was contemplating this piece was whether or not I wanted to add pen work to it. And there might be a couple of areas that I could add pen work to, but I think the reason I'm thinking it might get it is because it's blank. There's these areas that are blank. But you guys know that not everything can be the star in a collage, because if everything's the star, then nothing is the star. And those are not my words. I got those from somebody. Right now I'm thinking it might have been Jackie Bernardi, but I don't know if that's true. I hardly watch any art videos anymore because I'm so busy trying to learn. I'm trying to learn about consciousness, guys. I'm trying to learn about out-of-body experiences and ways to meditate so that I can have lucid dreams and I can solve my problems in the dream state. I'm doing some pretty woo-woo stuff. So I'm not watching a lot of art, but all right, so that's not wrong. And even though I could leave that little thing there. Let's see what's going to happen here. To finish the point that I was trying to make about licensing, there is a place for copying, because that's how people used to learn art back in the day before we had copyright protection and all of that kind of stuff. You learned art by trying to create something that the great artists created. And if you can avoid the urge to want to sell your art to someone, then you can copy somebody's art. Make sure that you just don't try to sell it. Good morning, everyone. So I'm in the tail end of this thing, and I pulled it out of the studio and stood it up against my living room wall the other night, and this is a fun project for me. So I'm at the tail end of these, this area right here, and what I think I've decided, based on, I don't know, just staring at it, is that it definitely lacks contrast. Even though I've made an earnest effort to include it, it's still fairly the same. But anyway, so I've just got this little bit of an area here that I want to take care of, and then I will photograph it and put pictures up and show you what I've been up to. Down to the last couple of pieces, and once I get these glued down and dry, what I'd like to do, I've been looking at this and trying to decide whether or not it needs pen work, and I think it doesn't. I think this is a busy little project here that is not going to need anything more from me, and if it does, I won't know it until I live with it for a few days. But just got this small area here, and based on what I saw last night, it does kind of feel like I need something a little bit on the lighter side. I wish one of you guys was here to tell me what to do. I don't actually mind that. So I probably took me a couple of hours. Maybe that's an exaggeration. Maybe at least an hour, maybe an hour and some change to answer all of the comments that you guys left me. You guys are freaking awesome. I gotta tell you something. You have definitely treated me with an incredible amount of understanding and kindness, and I really appreciate it. I haven't always received that in my life. I'm a different kind of person. Kind of piss people off a lot. I have opinions that are not popular. Sometimes I say things that I mean in a tone I do not mean. I don't know if this was a bad idea or not, but we'll find out. And I have made my best and worst enemies on Facebook, which is why which is why I don't participate in Facebook any longer. I have lost a number of friendships due to my opinions on Facebook. What is this? I like that, but I don't like that. This may end up on the chopping block. This feels like it needs smaller shapes. Hold on. I'm going to cut this off because it's so pretty. I've got a couple of lines here that are not, that's not it. I need just a little bit longer. All right, I'm going to try that. Hold on a second, guys. Yeah, so the fact that you guys have been so supportive of me on my journey, trying to figure out how to make myself happy and make everybody else happy. Yeah, you know, I think what I'm learning about that is that it's not very, it might not be possible. I had seen a quote, I've quoted it before on this channel, but maybe you guys haven't seen it, that says, the price for conformity is that everyone likes you but yourself. And I definitely have paid that price. So even though I am blessed to have a handful of friends who don't mind my idiosyncrasies, I've had to let go of a number of people who do. Some of it was over politics, which I have decided a completely neutral stance is the only way to survive. I'm going to put a little black line on that and cover that up. Some of it was over politics. Some of it was over world events. I did manage to not piss too many people off when I was navigating the death of my son. But I'm sure there were some people that didn't appreciate the way I handled some forgiveness issues and stuff. Anyways, we are winding down here. What's going to go here? What's light? Sure, I'm going to just do it. I'm going to do it. So, back to a story that I never finish. You guys have treated me very kindly, and I appreciate it. And I hear your messages about treating myself with similar kindness. And I don't want to quit the channel. I've had a couple people say, you know, if you need to quit the channel, then you should. And, you know, I don't need to quit the channel because I do enjoy this, and I am by nature a creator, and I want to create. Now, I'm not 100% in love with some of what I have created on camera, but I have learned, I'll tell you something, I have learned a great deal about being an artist and some of the challenges. We are a different kind of people. We see the world differently. And someone said, My husband said all artists are crazy. I don't know that we're crazy, but we are definitely different. It's interesting being a visual artist, being someone who looks at the world, and I don't mind that. All right. Okay, so it's interesting being someone who looks at the world through pictures. And even if the pictures are not literal pictures, but they are shapes and colors, I really enjoy this. All right, so what I'd like to do, I want you guys to see this not laying on its side, which is a challenge trying to record this big. So I'm going to clean this up and I'm going to turn it around so you can see it that way, and hopefully I'll be able to still continue to work on it, because what I have for the last phase of this is just a bunch of overlays. I just think that they might add something. They might add, I don't know, we'll see. So I'll, BRB, guys. This is hard to see because it's in perspective, but it's an interesting way for me to view it because I can see some of the challenges. Like, I do wish this was smaller, was a smaller pattern. You know, I like the busyness of that next to the plainness of that. I was going to add a whole bunch of little diddly things, but I don't know that it needs anything more. So I'm actually going to call this. I'm going to call this done. And what I'm going to do is photograph it, and maybe I'll add some stuff later, but this was fun. This is not, you know, like any piece of art. I think they're all works in progress. Even if you think they're done, they're still works in progress. So I'm going to call this piece as done as I know how to make it as an artist. I want to show you. Let me show you what I have. This is a tote bag. This is a big tote bag that I am in love with, and it is filled with all kinds of yummy stuff from my website, which I'll show you in a second. But I just want to show you this. I don't know how well this is showing on camera but it's got a navy blue interior. It has zippers. It has pockets. All of them have black webbed handles, even though they show neutral online. I can't fix that. But this is a design that's called Teal Hydrangea. It's one of my, what's that? Something's in here. It's one of my designs. What's the handles? One of my designs from my digital days. It's really pretty. I've got it on a whole bunch of stuff, all kinds of pretty colors. So that's the tote bag. And I don't know if this is poly or cotton, but honestly, I can't tell the difference. Cotton's more expensive by a couple of dollars than poly. I can't tell the difference. So this, let me get these off camera. Look at this yummy thing. Oh, I have to show you. Hold on. This is one of my first pieces of art that I ever tried to make on camera, and I was so unskilled that it was all recorded like this. That's all you could see, was just the top of that. So I took this piece of art, which is made with Gelli print papers. Move that out of the way now. And I had it printed on this yummy silk scarf. Look at the patterns. Look at the freaking colors, guys. This one is, I don't remember, 72 by maybe 14 or 16. It's a pretty good size scarf. This is the one, when you look at this online, 16-ish. When you look at this online, it's the one that's wrapped around the dummy's neck. But look at that yummy, look at all these patterns. This looks so beautiful. I've worn it, every time I wear this, I get compliments on it. So that's this piece of art. This scarf was made with a piece of art I created on camera, which is out in my shed, all taped up inside of a bag. But you'll recognize it. It's got this. I don't remember what it's called, but you'll recognize it. Look at all these pretty patterns and colors. This is another long scarf that I just absolutely, every time I wear these things, these are silk. There's two different kinds of silk. One's called silk habitai, and the other is called silk something else, and they're both yummy. So there's that. Oh, I do want to show you this. So this is the large scarf. This is the small scarf. So this is the one that is shown on the mannequin's head. And it is better as a headscarf. You can wear it on your neck, but it's not as voluminous as these other ones. This one, this is so yummy. Let me get this for you and tell you that that is this design, which I did on camera, which I really like. So I did that, and I turned this piece of art into, oh my God, this thing is so freaking yummy. This is the other silk. It's called Silk Habitat Charmeuse. This is, when they say silk and they use the word silky, this is the silk that they're talking about. It's more expensive. It is, look at this yummy thing. Are you kidding me? I can't believe, and look, it's even got my name on it. I can't believe that I can have quality, beautiful women's accessories made with my art. How cool is that? This is just absolutely, and this is the same. Because I wear a lot of scarves, this is the same large scarf as well. And then, just quickly, I have a couple of, well, actually, while I'm doing, let me just do it. Let me just show you. This is a makeup bag. This is the small makeup bag, which has a nice big gusseted bottom, so you can load it up with a lot of stuff. Art supplies, nice little zippered thing. I ended up putting this little vegan leather tag on everything so that this could be used as a clutch if you wanted to. So that's fun. Those zippered pouches that you'll find, this is called Lilac Dapple. Those zippered pouches that you'll find all over my site come in a whole bunch of sizes. This is the 10-inch size, and this is big enough for my iPad Pro, which is actually a little bit small for it. But these are all lined with denim fabric, and your stuff fits in there beautiful. I really enjoy these. Okay, so these are the zippered pouches. They actually make one that's like 16 inches. You can put your laptop in it, guys, which I love. What else? Now, oh, these are so much fun. All right, let me show you this. I don't know if this is going to show well on camera, but I'm going to try it. Okay, so this is, can I find it? Should I have looked for it before I started recording? Yes, but I did not. Okay. This is this piece of art that I made on camera as well, and scared the hell out of everybody because I had all this white and stuff like that. But so this is the piece of art that I made on camera. And I turned it into, this is not nearly big enough for you to see, but this giant piece of art has turned into a 40-inch square bag. This is actually called an origami bag. And the way that this bag works, I really wish I had my camera set up differently, but whatever, it is what it is. What you do with this is you fold this 40-inch piece of fabric in half. It's square, so it doesn't matter which way you put it. You fold it in half, whichever way you like the pattern to show. And you can buy it with a choice of This is the long strap, which will give you, I've got this all wrapped around itself, which will give you a crossbody look. But let me show you what you do with it. You take this corner, you feed it through here. Actually, let's do it this way. So the rivets are out. Pull that through, nice and tight. Feed it through here. And now you've got a handle. It's built right in. You do the same thing on the other side. Actually, somewhere, maybe even on my website, there is a video. I think if you go on my website, if you are interested in these, you go on my website and there is a video that shows this thing in use. Okay, so now what happens when you pick this up is you've got this bag that hangs off your shoulder like a piece of art, but you can fit a ton of stuff inside of this thing. So I can't really show it to you here. Maybe on my intro I'll be able to. We'll see. So what's cool about that, the bag by itself is cool, but without the handle on it, you can, this feels so markety, but I'm really excited about this stuff and I haven't shared it because I hate marketing things. This giant thing lays out, is big enough to wrap around your shoulders if you get cold while you're out on your walk. You can lay it on the ground for like a picnic blanket. You can do that. So maybe you carry your picnic inside of it, and then you take everything out, lay this on the ground, have your picnic, and pack it back in there. And you can also use it as gift wrap. I don't really have anything. What have I got? All right, let's just pretend this is a gift. I've got it, it's off camera, so you can't see it, but you can tie this up and tie it in a knot, and you can use it as gift wrap. It's very, very cool. So I have created this. These Giami bags are available in most of my designs, not all, because it's a big project trying to list them and everything. But I also created one out of, remember the first Rex Ray design that I did? Which took forever, but look at it. It's fun, it's colorful, the fabric is sturdy, a little bit stretchy, but not a lot. Look at this, look at the way these things, look at, so pretty. Let me put that off camera. This one is one of my favorites because it's just so neutral. This is called Just Picked. This was done on camera right here. So there's a video of that. So I love the idea, I made it on camera. You guys watched me make it, or you can watch me make it. And then there's actually a product that goes with it that has, I don't know, like a story behind it. Look at how fun this is. All these hand-drawn elements, that's all my pen work. So Just Picked. So I've got all that. And then I did not list these because I didn't get it. These are 15-inch poly scarves. And I ordered them in a bunch of different patterns because I just wanted to see how they printed. So I think this one's called maybe Partial Sun or something like that. Partial Sun. These are all, I don't think that there's an up and a down. That's that one that I just showed you, that Rex Ray one. This is the one that I have that scarf made out of. So these are available in square scarves as well. I just wanted, and this is poly, I wanted to order just a whole bunch of samples so I could see how they were going to read. This is a painting that I did, an acrylic painting. This is what I just showed you. I can't remember what it's called. It's some name. All of these are done. This I have in a kimono, but I've already packed everything up for the winter time. So I actually have most of these in a kimono. This is the one that I just showed you a couple minutes ago and Just Picked. And all of these designs are available on almost everything that I'm showing you. And now I'm getting excited to list new designs on it. So, all right. Yummy. So thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you for indulging me and letting me, I don't mean market to you, but I just want to show you what I've been up to. And let me tell you what I want to do. What I want to do, and there's a technical glitch. I just want to keep looking at these things. There's a technical glitch. I want to make it possible for you guys to upload your art onto my products and have them printed so that you can have a silk scarf like this or like this with your design on it. And the problem is the technology for one at a time, blah, blah, Shopify, vendor, blah, blah. It's complicated. So I'm slipping this in at the end because I can, because I have makeup on and I might as well use the opportunity. This is this, I wish I could remember the names of these things, but anyways, you'll recognize it. So look at the size of this thing. This is a long scarf, which has every manner of lovely things showing out of it. So pretty. This is made out of silk charmeuse, and it is 16 by 72, something like that. This is actually one of my favorites. Look at this yummy thing. Okay. And what I love about it is, depending upon how you wrap it, you're going to have all kinds of yummy things showing. Sometimes I put them on like this. Is my head cut off? Oh well, whatever. Anyways, put it on like that, which is fun. Okay. Same thing with this. You can see all of these yummy patterns showing, and you can style it however you want. I actually have tied this. Can I try it for you on camera? I have worn this around my hips, and I know I'm a little skinny bitch, but that doesn't mean you can't do it if you're not a skinny bitch. But imagine like a black dress or something like that with something like this tied around the waist. It could be very cute. What I want to show you, I want to show you how these origami bags work in real life. So I'm going to do the crossbody. Nah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the short one because this is the one I use the most. So you take so this is the giant piece of fabric. It's 40 inches square. It's all stitched around the edge. And it is kind of whitish on the background, but you can lay it down as a picnic thing. You can, if you get chilly, you could wrap it around your shoulders. You can wrap a present in it, but I have been using it like this. So fold it in half, whichever way you like to make the design. Make the design you want. And you don't have to watch this. You can speed through it if you want. You can go have lunch. You can go on to the next video, but this is what I like to do. You want the rivets to be up. Pull it, pull both little pieces through here and stuff it down through this little thing. Pull it tight and go over to the other side. And I do the same thing. Pull it through there. You know, these little D-shaped belts that we had all the time. So look at what you end up with. Look at this cute bag that just drapes off your shoulder. Let's load it up with some stuff. Okay, I'm going to just put this big bag inside of it. I have to do it so you can see me. And you can't see me because I didn't make my camera low enough, but I'm going to put this bag inside of it, these pouches inside of it, all of these scarves in there, all of these Giami bags in there, and look at what you end up with. Cute thing that you can carry. And I'll tell you what what you ought to do, because I found out the hard way. I was carrying this one time with just stuff loose inside of it, and because these are, it's open, you know, it's intended to be that, I lost my phone. So these pouches, not that bag, these, what I learned the hard way is that this, it's here, this makeup pouch is perfect for all of the stuff that I normally carry in my purse. So I'm going to get one that coordinates with this. Cell phone, wallet, lipstick, because you get a lipstick, you know, stuff. Throw that in there. And now you've got all of your important stuff contained so that when you do like this, it doesn't fall on the ground. All right? So Giami bag, very, very cool. I just want to show you this because it's big and it's pretty. This is the, it's called Teal Hydrangea. Look at the size of this bag. I hope I can see this because I'm going to have to re-record it if I can't. But anyways, nice big tote bag, soft, you know, not standy-uppy, soft, and, you know, yeah. Anyways, thank you. Thank you for letting me do that. Where's my clicker? I can't turn it off, so I have to go over there. So, I'm going over there. Bye. Thank you. Thank you for indulging me. My name is Cherie Burlington. I'm an artist. I'm an errant, which is, an errant is a nonconformist. We're a problem for a lot of people, but, and especially for ourselves, but we can't be a different way. I'm an angel mom, which means I have a son in spirit. And where is that boy? I was going to show you a picture of him, but he's buried. He's buried in here somewhere. Angel mom of a son named Neil. I am happy to finally be back on YouTube. I missed you guys, and I can't explain the fear that I went through trying to avoid making art. But looky. Anyways, thanks. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for staying till the end. Tell your friends about me and my stuff so that I can pay my bills and stuff like that. Okay? I love you all a lot. You're really an awesome audience. Thank you so much. Bye.